Alright. Oh, mine. Shit. Yeah. Yeah. Make sure I see this. Yeah. Alright, let's set this up. Okay, so let's get everything sorted. Do the weight and balance. Weight and balance. Full fuel. Just put 200 and 75. Another one should climb pretty quick. That's it. Boom. Alright, and the checklist over there. Alright, and then we'll start it up and then we'll see from there. Okay, so documentations, it's a flight simulator. So it says check parking brake is set, ignition is off, bus 1 and 2 is off, battery can go on. Let's check all the lights and Peter and oh, everything looks good. Back inside the aircraft, fuel quantity is showing full tanks, and we just put the full fuel in there. So simulating that. That looks good. Okay. Gonna say the pitot heater is working. Turn the battery off. Everything is set. Long the panel was coming on. And the aviation buses 1 and 2. I'm gonna keep those off. For now. Cooling fan is on. I can hear it audible. Bus one's off. Static is off. Don't see the panel. You don't need to test that right now. Fuel selector valve. Both fuel shut off valves in are open. Flaps are gonna stay up for now. And everything else it looks good. Before starting engine. Pre-flight inspection is completed. And I would say crew briefing after that. So please keep your seatbelts on for taxi, takeoff, and landings. Pressure vents are located to the left and to the right of the airplane. Located here and here. If you need more pressure vents, let me know. I'll turn on the cabin air. If in case of a fire, we have the fire extinguisher located between the seats. If you can get it, and well, if we're on the ground, I'll get it and roll out the fire. If we are in the air, you can grab it, and we will out the flames and then open the windows to get some fresh air in. Alright, we have 2 emergency exits located to the left and to the right. To the right of the airplane. Simply pull the latch all the way up and backwards and the door and pull the door open. And when we exit the aircraft, in an emergency, please exit and go to the back of the airplane, not to the front. Don't want anybody dying from getting shot by a propeller. And if there's any traffic, please let me know. And any questions? No questions. Alright, seats and belts adjusted and locked. Check. Brakes, let's test those. Brakes are tested. Nothing coming up from the outside. Circuit breakers are all in. Electrical equipment is off and verified. Avionics bus is also off. Confirmed. Fuel selector valve is on both, and the fuel valve is on / pushed in. Starting engine. Alright. Throttle is gonna go up. So it's gonna be 1/4 inch. Make sure it's gonna be either cut off. Let me put my prop switch all the way up. And I'm gonna turn the battery on and the beacon on. 1, 2, beacon is on. Mixture is gonna come up rich. It's cold out, so primer for 5 seconds. Looking for the fuel rise on 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000, 5000. Alright, fuel pump is on. Mixture is leaned. Get that right there. On that, and gonna shot clear prop. Make sure nobody's obviously around the airplane. Ignition is gonna go to start. And make sure it's when the engine catches. Alright. Both. Make sure it's 1000 RPMs. Looking for the oil pressure and oil temperature. Oil pressure is good. Oil temp is gonna be in below the green, obviously. Just started. I'm gonna lean the mixture. Right there is good. Looking for 1000 RPMs. 1000 RPMs is set, and all the other lights can come on. And oil pressure is checked. Alternator is already on. Mixture is in for ground operations between 1000 to 12. Meter is in the positive, so we're charging. Checked. Navigation light is on. Avionics bus is 1 and 2 coming on. Alright. Radios, let's turn those on. 1 and 2. let's get Simlink running so I can track my progress and you guys can see it also. Alright, let's see. Database is current, nothing is in the yellow, everything is white, so everything is current. Alright, let's get that going. It's searching for satellites right now. Flaps is already up, radios are on. So that's gonna be our that's gonna be our weather, but this is a flight simulator, so it's not going to sound. So let's get this going. 122.8, that's CTAP. And since we're doing the VOR approaches first, we will tune up the Calvinton VOR, which is 455. There we go. That's identified, but when we get into the air, we'll identify it. Put these on lock, V-lock for now. Match. Alright, that's good. Okay, before taxi takeoff is next. Alright, so we'll get that going, check this to the side. And we'll test it. I don't see it up and on. And I don't see that it's test, all lights are showing. Okay. Alright. Once it gets all the satellites, we will move forward. Alright. So while all that is happening, let's get the charts going. Take a look at the approaches that we'll be doing today. Yeah, the engine is kind of moving a little bit weird today. So in the run-up, I'm gonna burn the max off. Alright, let's see. Airports. Kilo, Hotel, Whiskey, Victor. Oh, Victor. Whoa. Whiskey, Victor. Bro. There you go. Airports. Already got the weather already, but the weather is looking good. 7 statute miles, so at least we're seeing if we're illegal to shoot the approach overall, which we are. The VOR is 620, which we have that, which is it is above it, and the statute miles for that I think was 1 statute miles visibility, so that is good. Ceiling 500 feet with a visual range of 1,100. So looking directly straight up, you can see up to like 1,100. Sea level pressure is 60. That's fine. Alright, automated precipitation, discriminator ceiling between that. Varying ceiling bits. So this should be an interesting one. Sea level pressure is 1016 hourly. And the hourly is 17. So that's the raw temperature and data. Alright. So everything is the IFR tomorrow also. Nice. Okay. So let's go to the charts. Approaches VOR 6, because the winds, as you can see earlier, hide that. And if we press this, should pop up. There we go. Okay. So this is the Jefferson chart. We're going to brief the approach, do everything in a second. We're going to go to the whole short line and do all of that, and then once we brief the approach, everything, then we'll continue on and depart. Alright, so brake is released. Get one, push back. Let's go. Alright. Taxi light is on. Brakes are good. Alright. Alright, let's make the right turn. Alright, so taxiing out. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Airport. hold right here for a second. Charts. Reference is taxi. There we go. No, I don't need it like that. I just need it there. So taxi route right now. We're going to taxi on out. Go on Lima all the way down and hold short of do a run up in the run up area right here, and then we'll taxi out to hold short of 06. So that's what we're doing. Let's press the barrel is already in. Let's just press that to confirm, and let's keep this open for situational awareness. Let's taxi. Not going to be able to follow the line because my rudder pedals are not the greatest, so yeah, but we'll do our best. It's very, very sensitive. Alright, we're going to make the left turn here on Lima. I need a new rudder pedal. I need a whole new setup. That's what I need, a whole new setup. Okay. So yeah, so we just gotta go all the way down, hold short on what's it called? Lima, which we're on Lima. Go and run up the area, and that's it. So this is not current because there's no time to charts. Well, the runway here is fine. 6 is fine. It's just 215, which is shortened at alpha. So it's 4,200 feet long. Let's get that off. Search KHWV. Slow it down, coming up to the right up area, and boom. Airports. I'm gonna just hold it right here just for a second. Approach. VOR 6. Hide. Close that. Now let's make the turn here as best as we can. Continue the turn, continue the turn, continue the turn, continue the turn. I will just hold it right here, so cause again my rudder pedal is not the greatest, so it's gonna stay right here. Alright, so mixture is rich, 1000 RPMs for now. Oh, we get the checklist out. Checklist is out, and so parking brake is set. Brakes are holding also. Taxi light and other light is on. Navigation light is set. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Boom, boom. Set. Door / control circuits. Alright, let's check the controls. Full back, full forward. Alright, rudders are good. And we will check the systems in a second. Alright, that is set free and correct. Instrumentations are set. And flight quantity, fuel quantity indicator is already checked. That's set. Radar test and heading turn compass mixture says fuel set valve is already on both. And the elevator trim is already set for takeoff. And throttle, let's go 1800 on the RPM. Yeah, so it's not gonna achieve that, so we're gonna do it in a lean mixture. Now we're just gonna burn some. Alright, so let's do the right first. Let's just burn some stuff off of it for like 2 minutes. So let's get the time going. Select. Around 2. The more it burns, the more it will good. Our body is charging slowly. Oil temp is in the green and oil pressure is in the green. Fuel quality is good. Fuel flow is good. EGT is looking good. And let's see everything else. That's fine. Alright, speed. Airspeed indicator is showing 0. HSI, well, altitude indicator is erect within 5 minutes, and the altimeter is within plus or minus 75. All as is centered, fluid is inside, wings are level. When we start the turn, then we'll check the swing left swing right. Heading matches the compass, and PSI is saying 0. We're at 18 something RPM, 1800 something RPM. Brakes are holding, and the trim is already set. So obviously don't rev the engine beside, but just do it. Okay. Gonna do an idle test. Idle engine. Oh, that's not good. That is not good. Yep. That's no good right there. Alright. In real life, we'll just bring it back to the ramp. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let me just make sure. Yep, I am on both. Yeah, so in real life, I would definitely bring that back to the ramp. But, yeah. In real life, I would bring that back to the ramp. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. But, yeah. In real life, definitely want to bring that back to the ramp for that. If it just shuts off like that. So, alright. That is said, everything else is set. Magnetos, there was no difference. Alright, vacuum, oil pressure, leader, engine out of test. Engine, it did not take that well, that's for sure. Alright. Everything else is good except for the idle test with the engine. And parking brake, we're gonna release that. Flaps is gonna be at 0. So, departure plan. Alright, so today with the departure runway is 06. The runway is currently 4,201 feet long. Alright, no terms doesn't apply to the runway, no terms doesn't apply to us. Okay. Alright, so if we are not off by the middle of the runway, we're going to close the throttles and evacuate the runway. If we have an engine failure on the runway, any type of emergency on the runway, we're going to close the throttle, apply brakes, close the mixture, exit the runway, and get a tow in or something. Okay? And if we depart, we have an engine failure above below 500 feet AGL, we'll glide straight ahead. No turn more than best glide 65. No turns left or to the right, no more than 30 degrees. If it happens above 500 feet AGL, then we can we'll best glide. We have a lot of runway. We have different options. We can try to come back here, or best glide 65. Land straight ahead. No turn more than 30 degrees to the left or to the right. Alright, if traffic pattern, then we'll best glide and try to come back to the airport and make a safe landing. Alright, okay, so with that being said, let's talk about the departure, what we're doing today. So the departure is going to be a straight out up to, we're going to fly the missed approach. So we're going to be doing the missed approach and all the way around and come in and fly the course reversal and to Masti and come into to land. Alright, so what we'll be doing is we have the AWAS frequency 1962.625 in nav 1 in standby on the 1, and final approach course, well, we're going to be talking to anybody right now, only making an announcement on the CTAF. We're using Vatsim today. New York approach would have already have that in plugged in, also in the nav 2 to 1 to 0.05. So we'll be going to the Calvington. Well, we're not going to it, but we'll be using the Calvington VOR today, which is 114.55. Final approach course is 042 degrees. Masty is the final approach course. Masty is the final approach fix. Sorry, at 1400 feet. The minimum descent altitude is 620, while the airport elevation is 81 feet. Touchdown zone elevation is 77 feet. Missed approach is a climbing right turn to 1600 feet outbound on the Calvinton VOR radial 222. So let's get that going. So 222 on the outbound. So that's 10, 20. Let's see, I hate these dials. 1, 2. So 2. 2, 2, 2. Okay. Alright. Sorry. Musty intersection, which is 11.4 DME and will hold. Okay. Alright. So straight not authorized at night. Too bad. Straight in runway 06 not authorized at night. Well, we will automatically be disqualified for it right now. So alright, circle runway 15106 not authorized at night. Too bad. We're doing that right now in the simulator. If it's real life, we would never have done that. We wouldn't be doing it. Or to fix it, we just simply change the time. So let's adhere to all the regulations. So let's change it today. Yay! Congratulations. Alright, so we fixed the night issue. Alright. Okay. At night, when local altimeter setting is not received, use iSlip. Well, we have the local altimeter. Pilot control lighting is 122.8. Okay. Boom. Alright, so that is that. Alright, everything is set. MSA, we have the 1900 feet to the south, to the southwest, and everything else is 2100. So down here is 19. So from here to here, I think, well, from here to around here. So yeah, so around here to here is like 19, up here is like 2100. The highest point here is going to be 822 feet. It's located here. That's nowhere near us, but just to keep that in mind. And we have a tower off to the left that we need to be very, very careful of. Alright, so enough notes apply to us now. Coming down, let's see. So just to see the missed approach point, we're going to be climbing, as you can see. A climbing right turn to 1600 all the way around. Boom. Intercept the radial, fly outbound, fly a parallel entry. So once we reach 11.4 DME, we're going to start 1 minute timer. Come all the way around, then once it's 1 minute, we're going to swing it around, make a left turn, stay into the protected area, come back around, pass 180 degrees, intercept the 042 inbound course. Get back to Masty at 11.4, come all the way in. Alright, but however you can see it here, we have the minimum hold altitude is going to be 1600 and the maximum is going to be 4000. But we'll be down, we're crossing 16, we'll be around 2000. We'll just adhere to it. So 1600, come around once you start the parallel turn, the turn inbound to the holding point, then we'll start to descend down to 1400 to cross Masty intersection, come down, which is the final approach fix, which is the initial approach fix, sorry, and the final approach fix. Come in and we'll land and continue on. Alright, so let's start. So we have an idea what we're doing, and once we reach Masty to missed approach, we're gonna try and aim for exactly 90 knots on the ground speed and get the 2 minutes and 44 seconds. And as you can see down here, we're category A is 1 statute miles, but they got us at 7 statute miles in the report. Everything else, we're good. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna close that up. parking brake is gonna be released. Everything else is good, so let's press 1. Come on, turn. Okay. Alright. Everything is set up. Everything is looking good. That's the ILS critical area, but we're gonna hold short off runway. Runway 6 at Lima. Hold short line coming up. Alright. Oh. Let me just keep it up. Alright. Let's make our radar call and we'll depart. I like to have this like that and this like this. Okay. Alright, 1000 RPM. And Brookhaven traffic, Skyhawk 54 Echo Sierra. Departing runway 06 and traffic interface at Brookhaven traffic. Alright, so. Oh. The approaching is clear. So let's jump back in. Let's depart. Alright, so landing lights are on. Taxi light's gonna keep that on. Strobe lights is on. Let's go. And we'll turn the pitot heat on also. Get that down. Normal takeoff. As you guys can see, but we'll be climbing out at 79 knots for the initial climb. Alright, let's track this over somewhere. Alright, there we go. Foot feel a little bit better. I see 06. Alright, 06, I see 06, everything else I see it. Alright, let's go. So, 6, alright, 6. Let's make sure everything is set. Now that's on 5, so let's bring this over some more. Boom, alright. So, how do you say climbing right turn up to 1600 feet? So let's do that. And we are all ready to go. Let's go. Engine showing sign of green. Everything is looking good. Let's get that going. Alright. Airspeed is alive. Oh, forgot to do one thing. Oh my. Wrong one. That's the wrong. Bonanza 404, come on, there we go. Apply and save. Alright. 60 rotate. Alright. So we'll be aiming for 79 knots. So we're only heading all the way up to 400 feet before we make any turns. Let's identify. Being identified. Identified the station. Alright, about 400 feet AGL. Start the turn. Nice standard turn, 3 degrees per second. Alright, we're now IMC. Everything is inbound. Everything is inside. Nice gentle turns, nothing crazy. start the time. Flying outbound for 1 minute. So we'll stay on this radar for 1 minute. Then we'll make a left turn, swing it around, come back in. Okay, so wow, this is making turns and I'm not authorized to even make, so let's get back on the radio for that. So 36, 20 seconds, 20 seconds to go. 10 seconds to go. Alright, start the turn. I'm gonna descend down to 1,400. I will start to configure 490 knots. Too much on the mark. 1,400 and we will go back. I should have stayed at 60 until I'm actually inbound to until I'm actually inbound to Masti. That's what I should have done. Yeah, that's what I should have done. 1400. Hold on. Yeah. Now we're gonna swing this around. Let's see. One, two, there you go. And I should have hold it that far. Just gonna hold it here. Trying to swing it in back before I actually get to. I need our gauge moving in, so now it's time to start the turn. Not too much on the block. I need a turn. Alright. Okay, let's see. Continuing just like this. Let's see. Alright. 1 mile from Masti. Crossing that at or above. No, we've just passed Masti. So now let's start our way down to 660. Let's get down to 660 and start the timer. Reduce it. 10, 3, 4, 5. I'm off course. Let's get back on course. Whoa, let's get this airplane under control. Sorry, I don't like this thing, but let's get back in window. Listen way too rapidly. Let's reduce it to 5000. Let's get back on 06. Alright, I'm gonna go 1600 on the RPM. I have the runway inside, so I Alright, I have the runway inside, so I'll just land while keeping, yeah. So I have the runway inside. And I'm way too slow. I should have 690 knots from there, so I need to work on that. I need to set up before the final approach fix come in. Alright, adjust the flaps too. Alright, trim out some of this. Alright, we'll land and then we'll land and then we'll just yeah, so I need to definitely practice that. I'm not pleased with that performance right there. I was chasing the needle a little bit. Which I don't like. So I'll do one more, a little bit. Run the part again, do the same thing. So I should have run the checks and everything. But let's see. Doing one step at a time. Do a flaps 2 and flaps 20 and below the pocket now and sound. Just like that. Let's go mist. Swing that back again. So flaps 10, flaps 20. Swing this back around to 2. Alright. That is it. Boys. And then a climbing right turn to 1600 feet. Let's see if we can do a lot better on the second one. More right rudder. Let's get that going. I need to get myself a New York. This one is not doing the right right now. And just keep it like that. See, I can feel when I get like lightish and then he gets so stubborn, like he doesn't want to do anything. So I don't know. But it's a climbing right to 1600 feet. Alright, 1100 for 16. Keeping that turn around. To that, so 607, 667. Should be the course intercept. Just the west. outbound. Then we're gonna swing it around. And then once we establish back inbound, then we will descend down to 1400 feet this time, at or above 1400 feet. Alright, so 32. Just a little bit below. So let's see. 46, 10 seconds to go. 3 seconds to go. Alright, started it. Back inbound. Okay, get that going off. Standard air turn, that's what I need. I'm gonna swing this around. Watch the altitude. Swing this around. 1600 feet. 1, 2, 16 and set. Alright, we're gonna pass it, come back around, and fly inbound 1. Alright, so hold it right there, pass it, like 3, 2, 3, 3, 5. Gonna start coming in. Watching that needle. Alright, starting to come in, so I can start descending down to 1400. 1, 2, 1200 RPMs. By 11 points, so 1 nautical mile out. And I'm looking for Forge 4042. 042 and 1400. 35. Watching altitude. Oh, start going down. 42, boom. So right there. Alright, final approach fix is reached. I'm gonna go flaps 10 and trim that down and try to keep 90 knots. Alright, keep the descent down going. Let's stay. 3, 4, 5, looking for 4. Let's say 230. Go over that 93 point some knots. So 2 minutes 30 should do. And I'm going all the way down to 600 and 620. Looking for 620. This one is a lot much better. This approach is really a lot much better than the first one. Literally, it's a 91. Right, cap B still, but go above 90. But alright, so let's get back. 620. I'm gonna hold it and runway is inside. So we can descend down below the MEA. Alright, runway is inside, we can go flaps 20. Starting to slow it up. the second one. I really like this one. I see the lights, right? So we have to have the airport lights, or the airport, actually the airport environment inside. Make maneuvers easy on the aircraft, and have the flight visibility required. So nothing less than 1 statute miles visibility for the approach, which we have 7, or even more at this point. So we have the lights, we can follow the lights in. Alright, so let's give it some power. Oh, we have one light. So, alright, we're a bit low, so we'll hold off here. But I add some power, hold off. Get some aeroline there. Right there, you would go around. But, I'm just 2 good habits. Alright, so we're gonna go around on this one. Alright, so I'm pleased with that approach, and as you can see, it was around that time frame. So that was good. That was a lot. That was good. That was a good what's it called? That was a good approach. I was pleased with that one. Just minor things I have to go over it myself and get everything situated. But that was a very nice approach. I really like that one. Alright, so I'm gonna put the other ballot on. I'm gonna go to 3,000 feet and go to the Calverton VOR. So altitude, alt, up, and 600 feet per minute. Say 800 feet per minute. We're gonna hold this altitude for now. We're gonna arm that 3,000 and we're going to read it. So, but yeah. But once I go over that, once I become faster, then my minimums increased. So since I was flying at 91 knots on the ground speed, then I should have looked at 660. But I saw the runway even before touching 660, so that was pretty good. Alright, we're gonna go to MacArthur, do some approaches over there. So we're gonna climb to 3,000 feet. We're gonna look at MacArthur, get some approaches, get the ILS done over that airport. Islip, Long Island Airport. Let's get the weather. Air drizzle, light drizzle, overcast 700 feet, and the ceiling is basically the same thing as what's it called? Shirley, Brookhaven. So let's look at the charts, the approach. And we're going to be doing the ILS 06. I'm not even looking at the cats because the cats are for special equipment and specially trained flight crew. So we're gonna hide this, and we'll be doing the runway 6. So let's make a turn to the south. I'm gonna come in for the ILS 6. I can substitute GPS for everything except the final approach fix. So, and it is timed also. So let's set that up. So we don't have to worry about that because we're already on. As a matter of fact, let's do it like this. So alright, so let's do it like this. Alright, 3,000, everything is off. Speed is looking good. Okay. Alright, so we're going to do this now. ILS frequency is 808.3. 08.3. Let's get that in. ILS is identified, but let's identify that with our ears. and I identified it. Alright. So my approach score is gonna be 5, 9. We're going to do this one like actually I'm gonna reduce the RPMs 2100. So I'm just gonna do like we're getting vectored around. So everything is set. Boom, that is set, that is set. Okay, so let's beef the approach. Alright, so we're gonna shoot one ILS today, so let's make sure that this ILS, well, we're gonna do it till I feel like I got it right. Alright, so we're going to be doing the ILS runway 06 at MacArthur, Long Island, MacArthur. Alright, we have all the frequencies already in. Let's get the CTAF going. CTAF is going to be 19.3. Let's get the CTAF going. 19.3. 19.3 it says, so the CTAF is in, the ground is on 35.3. I'm not going to need that today, so wireless frequency, localizer frequency is 108.3, which is already set and identified. Final approach course is 059. Yes sir is going to be our final approach fix of 1600 feet. ILS decision altitude is going to be at 2,294 feet. Alright, so let's run it up to 300 feet. Airport elevation is going to be 999 and touchdown zone elevation is going to be 94 feet. Missed approach is going to be a climbing to 600 and then a right turn. Climbing right turn to 2000 direct to the Covington VOR and hold or direct al directed by ATC. We're going to use altimeter if not received, use Shirley, and airport pilot lighting is 19.3, which not needed for now. Okay, so we're flying on a what? Let's see. Let's do that for now. Alright, so as you can see here, the profile view. Alright, as you can see over this side, we're going to come down to here. We're going to be vectoring ourselves, so we don't have to do the procedure turn. Alright, the whole low of procedure turn. We're going to vector ourselves in like ATC would and intercept and land. Alright, so let's see. So alright, we're going to be at Yoshia at 1600 feet, which is on this chart. The glide slope intercept is going to be 1600. So the final approach course is the final approach fix is where the glide slope intercepts. So 16 should be coming in here. Alright, so boom. We're not going to do the procedure turn, so that's fine. Alright, so we're going to come in at 1600. We should intercept we should have the glide slope at Yoshua, which is 5.9 dm from the localizer. The localizer coming in on course 059. If the localizer went out, then we have the ILS, the glide slope should disconnect for some reason. Then we have the localizer here. We can go down to 500 feet and go all the way in and see if we see the we lake, and then descend down to 300. Continue to the missed approach, but we're not doing a regional localizer today. So the ILS. So yeah, intercept come all the way down, boom, and we got it. Alright. Okay, so this calls for IFR of 2,400 or half statute miles visibility, which it is above that. Everything else is above that, so we're good. Alright, so let's load this in. Approach, select an approach. ILS 6. Oh, ILS 6. Yep, and you can do no back out. From I saw mids, I already know what that means. So approach, clear. Let's get this KISP. There we go. Activate, get that. It's gonna be a Ocean. I'm just going to activate it. Yeah, that's my thing, gotcha. I'm just going to activate, and I'm going to zoom out and see. Yeah, that is too much. If I come in from here, I would have to do the course reversal. I'm not trying to do the course reversal right now. Alright, so we'll do it ourselves. Okay, so everything is already set up. Let's make sure it's on 2 1. Alright. Everything is already set up. Let's go. For this, I should just change it back to night. Let's see. Time. Yeah. Yeah, give it a real feeling. There you go. Okay, so that is set. Everything is looking good. I like how it looks. And then we'll do an RNAV back into Brookhaven and call it in. Everything looks good. Let's see. The plate. Must be the other one. Alright. Let's I'm going to do a slight turn 240. And then that should give us a good intercept course. Cut like day 20 come this side, then boom, just intercept coming. Then we'll descend down. A couple bit more miles and we'll do a descend down. Okay. Alright, so I already tuned. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Once you load the approach, the 530 automatically puts the Vatsim. So once I reach, once I get near, you're sure I can just easily just switch this over. And our profile is approaching. Okay. And I'm gonna start the descent down to 1600. So 16 1 R. Now let's press this once. 700 feet per minute should be good. 2000 on the RPM should be okay also. And we're going down. Yes, and then I'll make the turn and we'll go into your shirt. Let's turn that turn up a little bit. Put our west turn right there. What's wrong with this thing, man? Like, oh. Okay, so that is set. Let's run through some checks, which I should have been doing a long time ago. Alright, so the en route climb, we're doing that is simple, easy, nothing crazy. RPM sounds a little bit roughish. Keep that in the green for now. Make sure it's it. Yeah, the aircraft does not like that. Alright, so set, altitude, everything is set. Descent checks, power has adjusted, mixture. I'm going to adjust the mixture a little bit. There we go. Just gonna adjust, yeah, there you go. Alright. Adjusted temperatures, altimeters are. I'm gonna double check that fuel sector valve is on both. Already checked that. Nav GPS is already set. We'll set that over once we get a little bit closer. Alright, and flaps as desired. So we're gonna do 90. So once you get close to your shore, we're gonna do 90 all the way down and call it a night. Let's see. Oh. Alright. So let's go back to here, check the and if we see it right here at 90 knots, it should take us around 3 minutes and 4 seconds. So that means if I interpolate this 357 and that's 80 should give us around 3 minutes and 30 3 minutes 30 seconds. Yeah. Alright, it came alive. I already saw that coming up on the a second. Let's get that off for now. 1600, everything is looking good. No problem so far. Low. As a matter of fact, let's push that. I could let the GPS fly it, but the airplane fly, but I'm not doing that. I need the practice. Alright, so let's see. Let's get this going. Whoa, 12:59. Everything is set. We'll just make up radio calls, blah 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 blah, and should be good. That's fantastic. Oh, I'm not even on Vatsim. Damn. Forgot to go on Vatsim. Oh well. Alright. So that is kind of looking a bit, that looks good from this angle. Too steep of an angle, so I'm not going to use that. Just gonna wait till we pass it. Nah, I gotta hear this. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. Okay, so that looks good for now. Let's just direct enter. Yeah, that looks good. So let's start the turn to the north-ish. We can just press nav. CDI nav and rain is falling. reassure to missed approach point. And a missed approach point. It's gonna be the runway. What is this? Copy the fix. Copy the navigation fix. Yeah, that don't have nothing to do with us right now. Alright, so everything is looking good. Let's start slowing up to 90 knots and configuring the airplane. So I'm just going to cheat a little bit. We're below 110. Once you get closer, I'm going to drop the flaps and aim for like 80, 85 knots. Once it starts to come in, then I know I'm close. So November 876, maintain 1600 feet to Yorkshire cleared for the ILS approach runway 06. Cleared for the ILS approach runway 06 at Yorkshire, maintain 1600 until established. November 876, Bravo. Come inside. 90. Exactly at 90. 200 or 2000 RPM. Let's just dip it by so 444. Alright. So let's get this going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the autopilots. So disconnect the autopilots and fly. And we're watching these as it comes in. Alright. I'm gonna go flaps 1, flaps 10. It's gonna bring the speed down on these. Let's go to 2100. at MacArthur. Always. I don't know what's wrong with it, why it does that. It always does it. Makes no sense. Alright, so let's fight to stay on localizer. I can see the lights, but I'm just gonna act like I didn't see them, so I know I'm a bit far. So I'm just gonna push down the nose a bit. Try to stay on glide path. On glide slope side. Then I'm on a position approach ILS. So I'm just gonna stay here. I'm just looking at my needle right now, making sure everything is good. Airspeed wise, everything looks nice. Come back up on the glide path. Down 500 feet. You see that it's gonna be 300 for me. I just round it up. Straightforward. I'm just trying to keep it localizer. Just try to stay on localizer as best as I can. Alright, look up. Runway is inside. Bad. The beginning was trash, but not bad. Yeah, the beginning wasn't that great, but the after everything was good. After I got a hold of everything, I was chasing needle at first. So they didn't do pretty great right there. It's gonna be a hard turn, but sure. Alright, so let's see. There you go. Yeah, it wasn't that great. I was chasing needle at first, but I can always correct for that. In the real aircraft, it has the wind diamond, so I just only for ground track, so VOR, ILS, all that stuff, RNAVs. I would put the diamond, fly the diamond heading, and I'll be fine. But what they say, I have to look at my GPS ground track and try to match it. So I have to keep moving my eyes like but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. So flaps up. I'm just gonna keep everything else on for now. And then we're gonna do the RNAV into Brookhaven and call it a day. So that wasn't that bad. But there are place things that I can actually adjust. So yeah, that wasn't that bad, but I could adjust a couple more stuff. Alright, so let's do, so everything is set, boom. Alright, yeah. I'll just turn right here. I don't need a whole runway to depart, to be honest, so I'll just depart midpoint. Just hold short here for now. Set the brakes, and then we'll talk about the RNAV, program it, everything, and whoa, my hand touched the throttles. Okay, so let's get the strobes off and landing lights off. Alright, so that wasn't that bad, but I can definitely get that sorted more by practicing, especially with partial panel, because I got that coming up soon. Yeah, only if I had some GI 275s it would be much better, but not all aircraft is the same. I have to learn how to adapt. So that's that. So yeah, alright, so that is set. So let's do the RNAV into Brookhaven, and we'll call it a day, a night actually. So let's see. Feel out, obviously, boom, charts. So let's look at the weather first. So winds are calm, 5 statute miles. I could do another ILS, only a 6, and just land. But so that will do the RNAV. So we'll do the RNAV. I will start it at Taiko, whatever. So let's hide this, let's talk about it, and let's get it going. Okay, so we're doing the RNAV GPS running 6 into Brookhaven. Chart is expired, but it's flight simulator, so we'll just say chart is expired. Index is 12-1, and it's for category A's and B aircraft. Alright, so we have the AWAS, already got the weather. New York approach is already tuned, and New York approach is already tuned, and the CTAP is 122.8. WAS frequency, you don't have to worry about that, it's automatically paired. So final approach is going to be 056, and takeoff is going to be our final approach fix at 1700 feet. We can have an LNAV, VNAV. This is an altitude of 327 feet. The airport elevation 81, touchdown zone elevation is 77. Missed approach is a climb to 600, then climbing right here to 2000, then direct Isaac and hold. Isaac hold entry is going to be a parallel entry, so come in. Matter of fact, no, it would be a teardrop. Boom, boom, boom. This would be parallel. So Isaac would be a teardrop entry. So boom, climb on, come around, and make a left turn, come in and fly. So yeah, so Isaac would be a teardrop entry. Sorry. Okay. If it was right turn, then it would be parallels. Come around. But it's a left, so teardrop. Alright. So terminal arrival area. It's gonna be 30 nautical miles from initial approach fix. And we are good. So no PT, we're going to be coming in from the no PT side, or we're going to come in from Taiko. So we're going to be down, we're going to be flying at 1700 feet and coming in. I'm not going to do the full, so I'm just going to do the 1700 feet and then come in and land. Alright, so we already said it, it's going to be well, approach fix, EPR, but that visual descent point is going to be 1 mile to runway. Well, this is for the LPV, so localizer performance with vertical guidance, which most likely this is our GPS, so it's going to give us that. If we don't have that, then we would have to use LNAV. If we had better than both avionics, then we can use this, but we don't have that. We only have a simple 530, so LPV it is. But you are, if you don't know, you just load the approach. Literally just load it and you'll figure it out. So let's see. Boom. Select the approach. Nope, wrong button I press. Nope. Select approach. We're gonna clear that up. Never mind. Clear. Shoots. Alright, let's see. So, procedure. Select an approach. Clear. see how it says LPV, localizer performance with vertical guidance. So it's a precision approach, but it's not considered a precision approach. If that is, it's an approach with vertical guidance, not precision approach, if that makes sense. So that is that. So let's get this going. Alright, so flight plan. Alright, let's depart. Everything else is set up, so make sure that everything is in the correct CDI, so GPS. Alright, everything is set. Let's go. Parking brakes are going to be released, and let's set. Look at the traffic. Skyhawk to Echo Sierra, departing runway 06. Right turn out. MacArthur traffic. Boom. That's that. Now, make sure it's gonna be rich. Parking brake release. Everything looks good to me, and let's get up out of here. Landing lights on, strobe light is on. Now we're just gonna keep the taxi light on also. Alright, let's do our rolling takeoff. So once you line up, you can go. I see 06. Hold it right there. Hold. Let's see, hold. Exactly. And boom. That is set. Now we can depart. Engine instruments are in the green. Everything is looking good, and release the brakes. It's now 10. Alright, airspeed is not alive as yet. Airspeed is alive, 755. Let's get that right. Here's to the floor. Should have been to the floor. But more to the floor. Alright. Whoa. Alright. So now we said it was 77, so 500 feet ATL will make a turn. flaps 2, flaps 29. Alright, let's keep it. Alright, let's keep it. Runway is made. Hold it off, hold it off, hold it off, hold it off. Hold it off, hold it off, hold it off. Nice. Whoa. Nice landing, but look squirrely at the end. But that's fine. Let's see. I am pleased with what I did tonight. Just need a bit more practice, but I'm pleased. Alright, I don't care if I'm at the terminal or not, just holding it right here. I'm pleased with what I did tonight. Good, there's a lot more to improve. Cannot complain, but the ILS got a little squirrely. The first VOR approach was that was not that great, I'll be honest with you. The second one was 1,000 times better, and the ILS was acceptable, but that needs to be worked on some more. But everything else, a couple things I can mostly work on, but I'm just gonna keep practicing. Making sure I remember 91 FAR, 91 175. Keep practicing some briefings, the whole 9 shebang. So that's not bad. That's not bad. But everything worked out good. That was a good little practice. I enjoyed that little practice. So, alright guys, see y'all, and I'm out. Alright, I should have turned off all of these first, but nah, I will live. Yeah, I need to go to bed. Okay. Avionics, mixture, master, ignition, battery.